even if they came to currency that and got rid of physical dollars and physical coin, that was still the United States would still be in that position. And I think that these nations like China and Russia, India, South Africa, they're realizing that, you know what, we cannot depend on the dollar bill because it has fallen in value. So we have to make our own currency. So the dollar bill cannot be weaponized. Cannot be weaponized against us anymore. And this is a danger. It is a danger. And so therefore, if it is not weaponized, I'm saying if you cannot weaponize your dollar bill against me anymore, meaning if I do something that is against your policy, against your will, you know what? I can put a sanction on you, okay, to prohibit you from conducting your daily business, to hurt you on your budget because you have invested American dollars into something, and I can put you on punishment. And I think that President Xi of China is looking at that, and I think that the Russian president, which I don't understand I understand what he's doing in the Ukraine. I think that they're looking at this on a monetarily wise. They're saying, damn, you know what? And you know what? People out there love the United States. This is where I live. But you know something? It's like the United States wants to control the whole world. And you know what? Economists said something that I look at. You say the United States wants to control the whole world. But when you look at the United States compared to all the BRIC nations that are coming together to create their own currency, the United States compared to the whole BRIC nation, he made a comparison. He said the United States is just 4% of the population, and BRICS, the people that are coming together to form their own currency, they are 64%. So what can 4% do against 64%? And what happens is that number with BRICS and creating their own currency, that number is not decreasing, it's increasing. So I think at some point, these nations that belongs to BRICS forming their own currency, they're going to say, we will not accept the dollar bill anymore. And you know what? And the thing is, since they are in debt, since the United States is in debt with these countries, they kill me. It's funny. It's not really funny to me. They talk about, oh, TikTok is evil. TikTok is evil. Okay, TikTok is a social media platform. Okay, they're collecting our information. You know what doesn't make it's craziness to me, okay, is you're hollering about TikTok, China having TikTok, and they're harvesting the information and using it for the CCP. I'm talking about the Communist Party in China. But the thing is, what's mind-boggling to me is that China, this President Xi, they're buying farmland and they're buying companies in the United States of America, and they have bought farms that are right next to military installations. They're both corporations in the United States of America, and they have you. So therefore, once you buy a company, that intellectual information is yours, and they used it, weaponized, done it in a smart way. You know what I'm saying? The masses are concentrating on TikTok, a social media platform, but here it is, China is buying up so much land and companies in the United States, and even buying land by military bases, which will give them the ability, if they really, really wanted to, to collect information and metadata and transmit and hear transmissions and collect data. If there was something to really, really break out in the United States, and it gives China an edge. It gives China an edge, which they are partner with the Soviet Union. I mean, not Soviet Union, I mean Russia. And it gives them an edge. And China is also buying a multitude of land in Africa, because they know, in spite of what people used to say about the United States, people swaying from trees and all that, it is a country that is rich in minerals like copper, platinum, and they're buying it up. And genius thing about it is, you know what they're doing is they're giving leaders loans in Africa. They're giving them, and they know, they've already calculated, damn, you know what, we're going to give this to them. They will never have the ability to pay it back. But we're giving them, but to, the thing is, for collateral, okay, to make sure if they don't pay the debt, we will include in the contract of the agreement that, you know what, we could take over this port. And what happened is, this ports that are in Africa in strategic positions, they will say, we will put your Africans to work if we do take over, but that is not their intentions. And the thing is, they will have ports all over Africa, and they're buying up Africa, buying it up. And the thing is, that will give them more control. That will give them much more control than what they. I'm not gonna say them what they wanted, and I would say that U.S. is being outsmarted because they want to do things the old way. So China, it appears as though they're the juggernaut. China, like what's going on in Venezuela and what's starting to go on in Central America, what China is doing, they're negotiating deals close to the United States hemisphere with countries like Venezuela and other countries. And the thing is, these countries may not have the best interest towards the United States, and their drug cartels that run these governments. Okay, in some instances, not all instances. And actually, I think even with Cuba, I think that the Soviet Union Russia may even have weapons there, have ships there, and China, from what I understand, is they have given Venezuela, we at odds with, they have given them missiles that could cause havoc in the United States of America. And the thing is, It's like I used to say Russia is getting surrounded, the United States is getting surrounded. And you know what? I feel very sorry for my grandkids. You know why? Plus, I'm close to 65, almost 70 years old. You know what? My time is almost over. And I think that they're oblivious. And China, when it comes to technology, they're making more robots. They're going making more robots and humanoids than Tesla. And what happened is, once you put those humanoids in your home, okay, to cook for you, to clean for you, to walk your dog, there may be a you know what, this metadata that these humanoids collect will go into a cloud. Okay, a cloud is for the internet where it collects information, and that information goes back to China. And they, you know what, and they can use that to their advantage, okay? Because I'm not a marketing person, and I most certainly don't want to do anything devious. But there are people that have devious minds, okay? That robot or that humanoid, I'm pretty sure can make a suggestion because you become dependent on it. So you know what, why don't you buy a tie? You know, Mr. So-and-so, because a marketer could have obtained metadata and made a deal, okay, but not say it in an obvious way, but say it in a subtle way. The United States is just behind when it comes to robotics, and Tesla. You know, as good as Tesla Optimus is going to be, economically, Tesla cannot produce robots and humanoids and scale. Scale means have so many and drop the price and compete with China when it comes to humanoids. So you know, so therefore there's robots and there are humanoids that can be in your home, and that system may have a back door, okay, a protocol where this information goes back to a server in China, wherever they want to put it, and they collect it and use it to their advantage. And you know what? It's just so much. It's so much that is going on. I was thinking, I was talking to one of my brothers, and he said, "Man, I told him, man, I can't wait to get a robot to cook, clean, and he said, brother, do they lie? He said, what you're doing is you're letting the enemy come right into your house. So you've already done it with the smart television." He said they already know what you're doing with with your cell phone. They know what you're doing on the internet. But what happened is you're letting a foreign entity, okay, because they will be able to scale robots and humanoids down to a price that will be affordable, okay, for the masses, not all. And they will collect. He said they're collecting that information and they're using it. You see, I repeat to you, with that robot cooking for you, it will make suggestions. Oh, you know what? You're using Crisco oil to fry food. Oh, you know what? Why don't you try canola? So the marketers that know the science of how to get people to do things with your robot saying that, and maybe even your robot flashing up a light. There may be a subliminal message that may come so fast you can't even catch it with the human eye. Color, code, you don't know. But there's a lot going on in the United States of America, and you know what? My grandkids, you know what? If y'all see this later on, this is the type of work that I like to disseminate information. I do a show called The Underground Railroad. But you know what, to the future generation, I feel sorry for y'all because AI technology, it's gonna take a lot of y'all jobs. You know, y'all probably will end up getting universal pay, okay, and probably have to get an RDF chip put in your finger, in your neck, in your head. So, like in China, they don't have a chip, but the thing is, they can track everybody and what they do. But the thing is, the next generation in the United States, you're controlled right now. And the thing is, my time is almost over in this world. Well, you probably say, why do I say that? Because there's more days in back of me than in front of me. I feel very, very sorry. I do. You know what? You're going to have to make a decision over whether to get a RDF chip put in your finger or your head, somewhere in your body. So what happened is, you go somewhere, swipe, and they know you can swipe to pay for something. They know exactly who you are and where you are. And the thing is, it will be identical probably to China right now. But it's going to go deeper than that because they're working with nanotechnology. And believe me, if I know about it, as my friend who's gone now, used to be Alderman Virgil Jones in Chicago, used to say, he said, if we know about this technology, it's old. Like, you see me talking on this, the government has something that's way better than this. He said, brother, if we know about this technology, it's old. The people in power have already surpassed this. So I think what's going to happen is, in the future, like I said, y'all will take a mark. And you know what? You don't have to take the mark. You do not. You don't have to take it. Okay? It's like it was a COVID shot. You had to take the COVID shot to go into certain places. You had to do that. But if you did not do that, it was ostracized. What I mean by ostracized, there were certain things that you were prohibited from doing. Okay, so therefore, the way I'm thinking in year 2025, what happened is, you're going to be first. They're going to come to you, and they're going to probably come to y'all with movie stars, or people that are giants that put a mark, a chip in their finger, and they probably going to put a little rainbow or put a little star on there, and the star is going to say that that's cool. That's cool. And you know what? Since they have 1 million or trillion followers on social media, these people are going to be influenced, not even realizing the individual that has the RDF chip in their finger or their head, they don't even realize that they're being paid, because you don't say that when you go on a commercial, you're being paid. That's just understood. But I think that the masses are so dumbed down when somebody like a Taylor Swift or Michael Strahan or some whoever come on and say, I got a chip in my finger. All I got to do is just pop, put it up to the door and it opens. So all I got to do is just go to the store and pop, it opens. That is cool. But see, they got all them social media followers. They're going to say, you know what, since they are influenced, since the parents in a lot of ways don't have great influence over the kids once they reach a certain age. He's a rock star, okay, from The Kiss. Look at him, man. He's got they say I can get it for free. We're going to make it convenient. All right, man, all I got to do is walk to my door and put my finger up to there. All I got to do is go to the store, just wipe my finger. Hey, man, I ain't got to worry about nobody stealing my credit card anymore. This is what's going on And we're moving to a age. When I go to my flying car, can't nobody just use my flying car. All I gotta do is put my finger. So we're coming to an age, a technological age, to where you will be controlled, but you know what? You don't have to do it, but you will be ostracized from society. Okay, you be prohibited. Okay, but then it's gonna come to a point where, oh, you know what, man, I can't cash my check if I don't do this. Okay, cannot if I don't get this chip in my finger. If I don't get this chip in my, can't even cash my check. Man, they won't even let me inside the store to buy some food. And you're gonna say, guess I gotta do it. Got to do it. I don't want to do it. And then you try to pretend this ain't got nothing to do with the bark of the beast, man. You know what I'm doing, what I got to do. So you use deceptive intelligence to rationalize what you're doing. It's just right. Oh man, I feel so sorry for the next generation. You know what? And you know what's funny is, you try to tell them this, they say, wait a minute, look at all the gray I have. He's just a crazy old man. He's a fool. You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on in America. You think the president really calls the shot? They're rich and powerful people that call the shots. I don't care who your next president is, who your next vice president is. Like Alderman Jones used to say, everybody follows orders. Okay. And you think that the congressmen and the senators, you know, which in year 2025, they're putting on shutting down the government and immigration. You think they're doing that on their own? This is planned. This is planned well. And I got to admit one thing. Hadn't done this one well. You know, Project 2025, they have implemented. I think Pam Morrison on WBON Gospel Show said that they have implemented 65% of Project 2025, and there's a Project 2030, and that calls for a whole reset of the society. But you know what? You need to do your own research, because Lord knows somebody told me that. I didn't even know what they was talking about. Then I said, let me see what they talking about. You remember Project 2025? Okay, it is being implemented. It's being implemented. You know what? They down there completed. Okay, and Project 2030. Okay, so you know what? So you will follow orders. You will follow orders. If you do not want to follow orders, once this thing goes down, you will be ostracized against society, by the society, and you will be considered a dissident. Dissident means somebody that is troublesome, somebody that is an impediment, like a speech impediment, a hearing impairment. You will be an impediment to the society. Well, you know, y'all need to watch this show called this video called The Matrix. And you know what? Sophia Stewart, she created it, they stole it. You know, I got to try to get her on the show, but she can really be put in a matrix where you're gonna come home. You're gonna rush to get home from whatever you're doing to put on some glasses. Apple or whatever company have it, Facebook, and they probably be other companies, and you're gonna go into an illusionary world with those goggles or glasses on to escape the hell and misery of this world. To go to a world that they have designed for you. And you know what? I feel very, very, like I said, empathy. I feel very, very sorry for the next generation, because they're walking into something that they're oblivious to. They don't care. They don't vote. They don't protest. A lot of them don't protest. I'm talking about the my community. They don't protest. They don't even, you know what? The news ratings on world news, regular news has went down. And I think what they have done with social media, Facebook and all these other social media platforms, they have bombarded you. They have bombarded you with so much. You can't even really concentrate on what's really, really, really going on. And you mesmerize when an algorithm gives you a like. Somebody throws emoji with a smile. They have you concentrating on things. It's like if I'm in charge and I got something to do. I got a baby. You know what? I put a toy over there for my baby to play with it. But I'm concentrating on something that ain't even got nothing to do with it. And knows that may happen. That should happen in my generation too. But I say it's much worse for y'all with AI technology, robots, nanotechnology, and chemtrails. What's that? The foods they make, geo something that they make for chemicals. They even got meat that they make for chemicals. And you know what? What your grandfather was doing. Any message for your grandchildren? Great.
Because I happen to have known someone who was in the NSA.
Okay.
All right? And they don't know what they'll know now. I've been in their building with him. Did you see it?
Yes, sir.
And they,
some people don't know what NSA
the National Security Administration. And when I walked up in there and seen that, they got video screens. I mean, from here to 35th Street.
Those street cameras, right?
Those are the screens like you watch on a computer.
Right.
All right? They got a room where they listen to conversations all around the country. All right? That's why I can say what I said. But they let me go because he was an important person. And they figured if he was pregnant, it was all right. All right? They made a mistake, but I never forgot that.
Well, wait a minute on wow.